Hi guys, my name is Nicole, and today we're going to make some carnitas. Right here I have a big pot, and I'm going to start warming it up, and I'm going to add some pork lard, because when we make carnitas, we want to heat it up, or we want to cook it in its own fat. And right here I have a big piece of pork, and I got this at my local meat store, a couple blocks away from me. And it's just pork shoulder with pork butt. You can use any type of pork. And, I'm just going to chop it up into big chunks. You can trim down the fat if you like. I think this is perfect. It's not too fatty. I do like it with a little bit of fat, just because I feel like it gives it flavor. But it's just your preference, I guess. And it does look like it's a lot, but it will shrink down when it starts cooking. And you do want to cook the pork in pork lard, because it tastes good if you put it in the oven, but I did notice it gives it a more like I don't know how you say, like a fryer taste, like a more authentic taste kind of. And right here I'm nestling it in my lard, and I'm just gonna nestle that lard down there so I can start melting. Just make sure all the pork is covered in the lard. But don't worry, because it's going to shrink right now when it starts cooking. And I'm going to cover it up just so my lard can get nice and hot. And every once in a while, mix your pork, because you don't want it just to stay in one spot. And in the meantime, while it's cooking, I'm going to start chopping up an onion. And it doesn't have to be finely chopped. I'm just going to leave it in big chunks, because we're just flavoring our pork. And I'm just taking the skin off. I'm quartering my onion, and then I'm smashing the garlic with the side of my knife, so it's a lot easier to peel the skin off. And damn. Okay, so right here, it doesn't show right here, but I did use almost a whole head of garlic. I think I used these little bits, and then I had to open up a new head of garlic. I guess it just depends how garlic you like it. Alrighty, what else? Now we're gonna take all our onion and garlic, and we're gonna start nestling it into our pork lard. And it is starting to like boil a little bit, like kind of like hot, like frying. And this point, I am gonna leave the lid off now, because I don't want it to steam no more. And then I'm just nestling some bay leaves. I do have a big pot right here, and I think I use like 5 or 6 bay leaves. You can use as much as you like. And thumbs up, but it has a piece of garlic skin. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna start making a little slaw. And my inspiration for this slaw was once when I went to the Milagro restaurant on 26th Street in Chicago. I remember I had a taco de arrachera, and I really liked it because it had like a slaw on top of the taco, or inside the taco, and I always wonder what was inside it. So I try to recreate things that I really enjoy. And just take out the outer layer of the cabbage right here, so it doesn't have any dirt, and I'm gonna finely shred it. And just cut it as thin as you like, but I like it pretty fine. And just because I feel like the cabbage has more texture than lettuce. Yeah, baby. Just cut up as much cabbage as you'd like. And right here I'm gonna add some cilantro. I love cilantro. You can add as much cilantro as you like. I just had a little head of cilantro in my fridge. And I'm just going to chop it up. And you can chop it up as fine as you like, but I like it a little bit chunky. I don't like to cut it super fine. I like to taste it. And then we're going to add this to our slaw just because I feel like it will be a great add. Yeah, and has anybody ever gone to the El Milagro restaurant before? The last time I went was over 10 years ago, like before my son was born. I'm just going to add my cabbage to a bigger bowl just because I feel like I'm not going to have enough room to mix it in that little container. What else, honey? And then right here, I'm going to add some red onion. I love red onion. And again, you don't have to add onion if you don't like. I'm just giving you these ideas, and then you can just tweak them as however you want. However you like it. Yeah, and I'm just cleaning up my area. And I like to finely slice my red onion. I actually have some of this slaw in my fridge because I made it again this weekend. And right here I'm going to add some limon. I did ask my husband to squeeze a whole bunch of limones just because to make it juicier. Yep. And they're extra juicy right here. You can add as much lime as you like. It just depends how limey you like it. I really like it limey. I just usually first eyeball it until I see that all the cabbage is going to be wet. And then at the end we can taste it. And if you like more lime taste, you can always add more at the end. And we are going to add some salt to this. And I did want to tell you guys that I used to put a pretty, like, a good amount of salt, like, not heavily salted, but I really like to season my stuff with a lot of salt. But when I do salt it a lot, I notice that the cabbage will wilt as it sets. And I like my cabbage with a little bit of texture, so I just put a little bit of salt, and then you can always add salt later. And I remember when I went to the El Milagro restaurant, I remember I saw black specks of pepper in all of the cabbage, so that's what I'm going to try to do. And, you know, I want to see black specks everywhere, so I'm going to add some more. And see all those colors? It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful and it tastes amazing. I love this slaw. It's one of my favorite sauces to make. I'm just going to add some more onion just because I want a pretty good amount of onion in every bite. Here we are. What else? And I did taste it. I did take a bite, so I'm going to add some more lime. And you can put jalapeno if you like, or even serrano. I did take out the seeds right here, but sometimes I like to leave the seeds on. I guess it just depends if you're in the mood for spicy. Yeah, baby. And then we're going to add some more limes just because I want it more limey. And then we're going to mixy. What else? What else? It looks beautiful. I'm going to take a little bite with red onion because that's my favorite. Tastes awesome. Looks amazing. We're going to cover it in some plastic wrap. And then we're going to put it in our fridge while our carnitas are cooking. And right here I'm going to get a cup of water, and I'm going to salt it like the ocean. I'm using kosher salt, but you can use any kind of salt, to be honest. You can use table salt. And I'm just going to mix it up. And this is what's going to flavor our carnitas. And I'm going to take out a little piece and I'm going to see if it's soft. It doesn't look like it's soft, but it's actually getting soft at this point. So I'm going to start flavoring it. And actually, you can start flavoring it in the beginning once it starts cooking. But I just like to wait a little bit. But I guess the longer you cook it with the beer and the flavorings we're going to add right now, the longer you cook it with that, it'll taste be more flavorful. But I'm going to add a little beer. My husband likes Pacifico, so that's what I'm going to get. Cheers. Salud. And then we're going to add a little orange. I'm just going to squeeze the orange juice out, and then I'm just going to leave the peel in there so I can keep frying in all those. Because even the zest has flavor. I forgot to take out that peel. I hope I notice it right now. I think I am going to notice it. And then again, once in a while, just stir it up. And, yep, take out that peel right now. And then we're going to add our salt water. And this is what's going to season our carnitas. And then you can always taste it. And if you feel like it needs more salt, you can add more of the salt water. And it doesn't look like I added very much, but I did add more to it. Even the beer, I added more of the beer. It doesn't show right here, but I did add more. And then we're going to add some Coca-Cola. I actually added a little bit more Coca-Cola than I show in this video right here. And I didn't show it in this video, but when your carnitas is already fully cooked, it tastes a lot better if you put in a separate pan. So it's not so overcrowded. Just put a little bit at a time, and then it'll get your carnitas with crispy edges, and it tastes a lot better like that. And so now I have my tortillas right here, and I'm going to heat up my little comal that I won in a baby shower. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Jackie. And I'm just going to dip my tortilla right here in the lard grease, and I'm just going to roll it up a little bit just so it could get a little bit of flavor, excuse me. And I'm just going to fry it a little bit. And actually, these carnitas taste really good even the next day. I'll just put how much I'm going to eat or how much my family's going to eat, and I'll just put it in a pan, and I'll fry it with that little bit of lard that's solidified that's still in the pan, and it'll get nice and crispy, and it tastes really good. So I'm just going to make a couple of tacos because I did make these for the next day because it's already late, as you can see in the clock right there. I just want to make a couple tacos just to try them, and then again, it does taste really good the next day or even 3 days later as long as you crisp it up first. And so we're just going to get our taco ready. I'm going to put some slaw in mine. She's not really interested in the slaw, so I'm not going to give her none. And I'm going to put a little bit of limon and a little bit of salsa.
Hi everybody, this is me, Milani. And we're going to try this tasty, nice
We're going to have some carnitas.
pig.
Yeah, carnitas. Say carnitas.
Carnitas.
Looks pretty tasty.
Yum, yum, my tummy, yum. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Looks pretty tasty. And it doesn't look soft, guys, but it's actually really soft. And yeah, sorry, Melanie.
Crunch.
And actually, the longer you cook the carnitas, the softer they get. And again, the next day, it'll even taste good. And they'll get softer and crispy when you cook them again.
And peace out. Or should I call it peace out, Girl Scouts?
Like and subscribe to our channel, guys. Bye. Say bye, Mama.
Bye. Hi everybody, this is me, Milani.
Ooh, do you like that bite, Melanie?
Yeah, it's very good. Mmm.
Yeah, this. Melanie gets very emotional. She gets very excited.
Yes, sir.
Please like and subscribe to our channel. Oh, I'm choking you. What the? See how the tortilla gets crispy a little bit?
It's very good. You should try it.
Yeah, it even tastes good the next day or even the following day.
Crunch. Mmm.
They're soft too.
They're so
Cook it. The longer it cooks, the softer it'll get.
I just like mine chicken, not anything else.
See my little bamboo plant that we got in Walt Disney World? Can't really see it.
Thank you guys for watching this.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, bye bye. Peace out.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.